Hi everyone, Merry Meet. I am Serona Rose with the AstroTarot Report show that airs every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on thecauldron.net. And I'm offering this video as a little astro update for those of you that do miss the radio station on Thursday nights. If you're working and you miss this show, they do have an archive that I am trying to work at getting my shows put in that archive, so please stay tuned to that. They have some wonderful shows on there, and Wednesday nights we have Wicca 101 with High Priestess Rain Dove, and on Friday nights is Interviews That Matter with Alfred Willowhawk. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I know a lot of you ask more about me. I do write for the pagan magazine, The Witch's Brew. I write the column, The Witch's Kitchen. It's about healing, cooking, and herbs the witch way. Also, now, many of you know that I am involved with the International Music Association, and those awards are wonderful. They're great for the pagan musicians, and now there's some great news. Voting has begun. So go on over to ipaganma.org. I'll put all of that in the information below the video. Okay. What's really cool, there is some wonderful programming out there that's in the pagan world, and one of them, which I'm affiliated with, is the FringeTV.online. That is a great site to go check out. They offer alternative programming, and they bring you metaphysical content, movies, live talk shows, music videos, there's documentaries, movies, home shopping. There's so much more on there. Go check out FringeTV.online. Now, I want to do a little update really quick on what all is going on. Today, we have a major movement, and some people don't see it as a major movement, but I do. Saturn is stationing, and he will go retrograde. And he will be retrograde until about the middle of September. His retrogrades are about they last about 5 months every year. So, what does Saturn represent? Well, many of you know that Saturn represents our boundaries. It represents, our own sense of limitations and responsibility. It's our legacy, our success is what we leave behind. But the one of the biggest gifts that Saturn offers us is one of looking at our personal responsibility at where we are in our life and taking full ownership of our complete life, all of the choices that we've made and why we are in the situations that we are in. Saturn teaches us to honor our earthly incarnation. There's so many people who kind of get flip-flopped on this concept. Here, yes, we are spiritual beings, but we are having a human experience. Okay? So we are here to experience life in all of its fullness, that's good or bad. So this is what Saturn reminds us, is that if we're not happy with where we are, we have to look back at our present choices that we made and see how we exactly got to where we are right now. Now, when a planet becomes retrograde, it takes us to more of a reflective time. So we could be looking at those things. What are we leaving behind? What is our legacy? So this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to, take that power, and know that, and let it encourage you, let it empower you to create the life that you want to create. Now, I'm going to go back and talk about some stuff that I was talking about last week about what is going on. Now, April has just flown by. I mean, it just, whew, it seems like energy is picking up and going faster. We have entered the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is an earth sign. It's feminine and it's negative polarity. Now, I want to give you a little history about Taurus. Did you know that the ancients used to consider Taurus as the first sign of the zodiac? Yes, it was the ancient Mesopotamians who considered it to be first, and they called it the Great Bull of Heaven. And it was the constellation through which, at that time, the sun rose at the vernal equinox or the spring equinox. And it was honored in Egypt, Crete, and Assyria. They had several cults there that were centered around the sacred bull. And that was also during the time of the age of Aquarius. And if you have listened to my radio show, I went through what the age of Taurus was. It was also known as the age of earth, agriculture, and the bull. So it being an earth sign, you know that Taurus is fixed. It doesn't like change. It likes comfort. It likes its comfort. It is luxury. He wants his nice recliner and feeling good, right? Now, the Taurus season is from April the 20th through May the 20th, and its colors are green and pink, and those are the heart chakra colors. Its planet is Venus, and its day of the week is Friday. It's the most compatible with Scorpio and Cancer. Now, I want to add something here because many people ask me this. This is my sun sign and this is his. We're supposed to get along, but we have more problems, or we're not supposed to get along and we do. Well, many people don't really understand that in order to get that full calculation, that you would need a full birth chart on both people to see how the true compatibility. If you really want to quick glance at it, try looking at the Venus sign too. That helps a lot. Now, what I want to focus on about Taurus is a very grounding energy, and it's slow and steady energy. Now, it can be too focused, so other things might escape its vision because it's too focused on what it really wants. Now, the shadow side of Taurus, and everyone has their shadow side. The shadow side is materialism, and it's focused on physical pleasure alone. Taurus's sister signs are Virgo and Capricorn, and they all have that ability to see things in a practical, in a realistic and grounded kind of way. Money does come easy to these signs as it is in earth signs, and they have their ability to stay focused on something for such a long time. Now, I want to go into some more stuff of what was going on. Taurus's sister sign, Capricorn, has really been making some celestial waves, so to speak. Capricorn is about the physical. It is about our financial security. And last week when I did the report, it was forming an opposition to the North Node in Cancer. Now, if you keep up with me, or if you already know, North Node is where we are going. It's our future, as the South Node is our past and where we've been. So the North Node being in the sign of Cancer, which is our mother, it's that nurturing energy. And this could have been us seeing things in a different way, one of more of how nurturing is this into our life. So I really want to get into, Capricorn is that grounding type of energy. Now, yes, I was just talking about the moon being there, but there's some planets that have been hanging out in Capricorn that have really been making some waves in the celestial energy as well. One of the things that has really been highlighted is karma. Now, I want to talk about karma for just a minute. Nowadays, it seems karma has taken on a new meaning among the New Age. And what that basic new meaning is what comes around goes around. But the true original meaning of karma isn't exactly that. In Buddhism and Hinduism, it means the sum of a person's actions in previous states of existence, and it determines the existence in this life. So what you did in your past life will affect how you live in this life. Okay? This is not instantaneous. Instantaneous is like cause and effect, or what I like to call a threefold law. It's what you put out is going to come right back. That is something separate than karma. People do use karma that way, but I do not, because that's not its original meaning. Now, I did mention in the report before that a lot of people could be experiencing stuff from their past coming back now. And it's a time of really experiencing those fated type events. Things that, are just meant to happen. And you will start feeling this in your soul. You're like, this is meant to be for me. I am on my right path. So no matter what kind of life that you're having right now, no matter if you're having good things happening to you or if you're having some bad things, it seems right now there's a lot of people that are building on things and creating, and there's some people that are their life is in that destruction, kind of tearing apart to get them to move on to something better, a more transformative state of awareness for them. So, no matter what life you're having right now, this is affecting you, and it's this energy comes from that past. So why am I talking so much about karma? All right. Well, it's really playing out in a lot of arenas. We have Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node all hanging out in Capricorn. And all of them are connected to karma in the past. And it could be the past in this life or karma. Basically, the choices that you made in the past are playing out now. Now, we began this year very rocky. We've had several eclipses that happened, and many see those eclipses as portals, like opening that's going to aid that energy coming through from the past. It could also bring people and circumstances that will make you face your past. Now, these planets in the South Node are opposite of the North Node, which is in Cancer. And that's where we're going. So there's a pull between our past of what has happened and our future of what is to be. This could be a time where lessons could be realized and you could overcome them. So this is it is almost like an initiation, but not really. It is one of obtaining that awareness. Remember, Pluto is our lord of the underworld, and he destroys in order to rebuild. His gift is taking us to the underworld, helping us clear away the debris from our energy. But he's also, with this taking away that he is doing, he is also giving us an opportunity for a new start. He wants us to dig deep and deal with those things that are challenging to us and those things that are holding us back. Remember, everyone has their own life path to follow, and for some, this could be very positive, or, it could be one of us, gaining our accomplishments, reaching our goals. And it could really be a time of empowering us because we are realizing the true, not control, because control is you're trying to make certain things happen in a certain way. But you're empowering your own choices, your choice to take the steps that you want to take. So it is setting the energy out, but not being attached to that outcome. Saturn is a planet that Saturn and Pluto are both planets that people don't really like. And I really love their energy because they have so many lessons to teach us. And with Saturn next to Pluto, it's saying, just wait here a minute. Saturn, like I've stated in the beginning, it represents our consequences. And he's all about our responsibility, our duty. Saturn represents our father figure. He tells us to grow up and handle things, but with integrity, and to consider those things and people that you are obligated to. He does represent repression. So through this transformation time that Pluto is offering, this is a wonderful time for rebirth, honestly. It really is. Saturn is saying it's time to stand up for yourself and your beliefs and add that Capricorn energy to it. This influence can be catabolic, okay? This change is within our governments. It's within our banking systems, even our customs. And it's those authoritative structures. But with change comes a rebirth. And yes, everybody says, oh, we're in the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Yes, we are. And one thing we have to consider is that with that beginning, we have an end. The end is the age of Pisces, and the beginning is the age of Aquarius. So yes, there's going to be destruction. There's things that's going to be, burnt or tore down in order to be rebuilt. Okay. There is a lot of energy of rage, anger, and grief, but we have to know where to place this. We can't place it on other things. If we're not happy where we are in our life, we can't blame other people because we chose to be there, whether it's in a marriage. You chose to be married. Your job, you chose your job. Okay, choose another one. These are some things that we can change, and it's not about control, because control says you want everything to work out, and this. It's being so attached to that outcome, you can't see the other possibilities that are around you. So we have to pay attention to that, and just, remember to breathe here. Pluto wants you to dig deep, and he wants you to stay there until the very last bit is dealt with. Capricorn will actually give the influence of energy for everything that needs to be rethought, everything that needs to be restructured. So this is our foundations, including our financial foundations and our physical foundations. So we're really having to take a look at many things. And with the sun traveling through Taurus, it's really going to be looking at those things as well. The sun is our father. So there's a strong energy of Taurus, as well as Uranus being in Taurus. And, the sun's not quite close to Uranus yet, so let's hold tight for that. Now, as we're dealing with Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node in Capricorn, the sun, we can't forget that, in Taurus, are hanging out there in I'm sorry, the Sun and Uranus are hanging out there in the sign of Taurus, and it's really making us look at what we value. With Pluto pushing everything in our face that we need to change and what we need to deal with, and here, look at this, look at that. Uranus does have an unstable energy, and we will want to act. But luckily, we were in Taurus, so Taurus is like, oh, let's think about this for a minute. Let's think about this for a minute. Let's proceed with caution. Now, Uranus is the planet of the sign of Taurus. And Uranus does give us that electric jolt. So yes, that is unstable energy. Now, the pull between the North and South node can give us an overwhelming feeling of being pulled in two different directions. This intense energy can make us shut down and just want to be in the here and now. But the Earth's energies, the Earth's strong energy here, it wants us to look at our future. And this is what Saturn reminds us too, is to let's look at our future. Yes, we're having to live right now, but are the choices that we are making now, is what we're doing now, is it going to be the best for the overall, the long haul? Is it going to be the best thing for our future? Now, Uranus and Taurus makes us look at our values and what we love. What brings us happiness. Through Taurus, we tap into Venus's energy. And the sun is shining bright in this sign. So Uranus is bringing change to these areas. There is also a really big push to listen to our soul. To dig deep and answer some questions of our soul. This could also be a time of, trying to figure out why we are here. Why are you here? I believe that everybody has special gifts. Everybody is here to offer a certain energetic impression. I feel that. What is yours? Do you know? And when we answer these questions, this can take us into a different path. We can start out here and we can be in this job doing this one thing. But then when we really start tapping into ourselves, we find out that, we may enjoy this, but it's really not bringing us the happiness that we thought it would bring. And then we start to question. We start to look. We start to discover. We start to reveal. So it's just a great energy for a lot of soul growth to happen here. Now, Jupiter is the sign of expansion, and he went retrograde back in April. And he is in Sagittarius, that is his home sign. Now, Jupiter is the joyous god. He's happy, he's optimistic. But he's also about expansion. So sometimes, especially in his retrograde motion, things could get carried away. Be careful during this time not to go overboard with alcohol or anything that can take you out of yourself. This influence can really be felt for those that are walking a spiritual path as well. Those that are more tapped into that intuition, that spirit world. This can really impact you, so watch out for that. Now, this energy can also bring, because it is having a nice little conversation with Neptune, it can bring distractions. So for those of you that are trying to get a job done, that are trying to get something out there, be mindful of those distractions. Make sure what you're doing is on your path. Make sure you check yourself. Is this really necessary? Trust me, there's many beautiful things along the path that will tear you away from what you are trying to do. So watch out for those distractions. You know, I've been affected by that energy. There's many things that I do that I haven't really been working on and developing and actually putting out there. So yes, this is hitting me as well. Now, that is about all I want to cover here. I will cover the tarot reading in a different video, as I don't want to get these too long, so you're just sitting through the whole thing. But I will tell you this, and I will close with this through this astrology. This astrology it was the week of April the 25th through May the 2nd. It was about being the change. All of April really was about being that change. And it's time to allow your gifts, your skills, all those things that you have experienced, your life experience, to shine. You know, Taurus is about producing. So it's taking all of these things that you're talented at and producing something from it. Many of us have a lot of hidden talents that we don't access, we don't touch. We just kind of leave back there on the back burner. Oh, that was just a hobby. That was just whatever. It's time to tap into those to really, because that is a facet of yourself. It's time to pull it all back to you. Pull it all back and become your highest potential. So that is it for today. Like I said, I will post the tarot reading separately, and that way it won't be too long. I wish you all a wonderful day. Many, many magical blessings to you all. And I will see you Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on thecauldron.net. WCAS, a place where music feeds the soul. I'll see y'all next time. Merry part until we merry meet again.